What is going on, everybody? My name is Corey, and we are back with another episode of Sports Beast. And as always, we got the boy Cody. Cody, thanks for coming in today.
What up?
And this is a special episode. We got the boy Nate from the Thread the Laces podcast. Nate, thanks for rushing home tonight, and hopping on the Zoom with us.
Of course, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate the invite.
At the top, you can go ahead and tell them a little bit about your channel, what you guys do over there, and where they can find you at.
So yeah, man, the Thread the Lace podcast, it's a sports podcast every single week, every Friday night. We talk football, basketball, obviously mainly football at the moment. And once we hit the off season of football, we talk some draft stuff, get more into basketball, play some games, everything like that. Corey was on our podcast last week. If y'all want to check that out, it's just Thread the Laces podcast everywhere. Mainly on YouTube is where you'll see our actual podcasts. And then I have my own personal accounts. Those are all Nate's Takes, where I post all different sports types of content, mainly on X. I'm most active on X. I'm also on TikTok, Instagram, all that stuff. But yeah, man, Nate's Takes and Thread the Laces. I'm happy to be here. Happy to talk some ball. Happy to talk some ball with some fellow AFC Northerns and see what we talk about this week.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'm super excited about this episode. Me and Cody talk football, especially AFC North, all the time. Obviously, if you can't tell by his camera, he's a Browns fan. I'm a Steelers fan, and we finally get another perspective. We get a Bengals fan down there.
Yes,
it's going to be kind of crazy, kind of weird to hear, especially with everything going on. We can just jump right in with everything that's happened. The AFC North kind of blew up at the end of the year. Like, a lot happened. We all had coaches, good coaches. Then we didn't have coaches, with one exception.
Yeah, not me, bro.
So we'll jump on the Ravens because there's questions I have for this. The Ravens let go of John Harbaugh. Obviously, been with him forever. Kind of a future Hall of Famer, if you ask me. Like, it's kind of hard not to put him in that category. What are your guys' thoughts on first of all, just letting go? Cody, go ahead first, and then we'll jump down to you, Nate.
I just think it had to be done. Even in the press conference, the GM was like, they got asked a question like, if you guys would have won that game against the Steelers, made that kick, does Harbaugh get fired? He takes a drink and says, another week maybe. It was happening. It had to happen. It got stale just like the Josh Allen and McDermott. Something had to change. And maybe a head coach. I know Lamar was on board with firing him, so.
Yeah, I mean
it's the Ravens. They're still going to be right there.
Yeah, it was kind of shocking that it happened, but not necessarily shocking because we all knew it was coming, one team or another. But it's just when it actually happened, it just happened so quick, and he's moving on now. What do you guys think of Nate? What do you think of Minter Jesse Minter, the new head coach down there? Like, do you have any idea of your take on why he took that over anywhere else?
Well, I mean, the answer of why he took it over anywhere else is obvious. It's Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry. That's one of the most, if not the most desirable jobs in football. Me personally, though, I kind of disagree with Cody. I know it was getting a little stale, but you cannot let Hall of Fame coaches and good coaches walk out of your building. You've seen it with the Titans with Vrabel. I'm not going to go ahead and put him in the Hall of Fame conversation yet, but he's a great coach. They go 3-14. They fire him. They blame him. Next year, this guy's in the Super Bowl. So, coaches like Jim Harbaugh are 1 in 32, I should say. You know what I mean? That's a good way to put it. And you go to a guy who's a first-time head coach. He's a defensive mind, yeah, and that's what's been struggling the last, 2 years. But before then, in 2023, they had what the Seahawks defense is this year, literally, statistically. So, I don't know. I think it's a lot more to do than just Jim Harbaugh, but I'm excited about Jesse Minter. I think he's a good coach, but, jumping in the AFC North is not easy, especially the AFC side with all them great QBs. So I guess we'll see how it goes. But I like Mentor, but he's again like he's that. I feel like it's a downgrade. You got a Harbaugh brother. Now you're going to Jesse Mentor. He's young, so maybe he'll be a McVay type of guy. I don't know. I don't see it.
Yeah, I like that you said that it was a desired position. I think he did do the right thing. Coming into the AFC, you pick the team that was ready to go. You don't really have to add much to that team going into next season. I mean, they're pretty much the same as they were last season, and they're going to be the same next season, just with a very revamped division. The Browns, though, they continue to turn over that head coaching position. This time they let him go for a few more years than they have in the past. I will give him that. However, Cody, what are your thoughts on the new head coach Monk in there?
It's a mixed bag right now, like big. I've one day I wake up and I'm like, yeah, we got something good, and then the next day I'm like, oh, I don't know about this. We have not had good luck elevating offensive coordinators. We just haven't. But then you look at the history of Monken, and he did great in Georgia as an offensive coordinator, as a head coach for Southern Miss, turned around a losing franchise to have a winning record the next season. So, I mean, that's the only aspect I'm excited about, is the fact that he could possibly at least maybe turn this around. So, I mean, and him and Shador seem to have some rapport with each other. So, I don't know. I'm just excited to see what he can do with the Browns, because you can't get much worse than what's been going on. So,
that's true. Yeah. I've seen that video that you're talking about with Shador. I did like that. But, like, sorry, Corey, but I just have this question to ask him, Browns fan. Does it
never talked to one before?
Did it make you like angry? Well, my fiance's cousin's a Browns fan, and he liked the hiring, but he didn't like the aspect of Jim Schwartz just basically running out the building, and that's like the guy. I mean, he's like the guy. Like, he's one of the best in the league.
Yeah, that's such a Browns move to implode that relationship right there, too.
Yeah.
You dangle a head coaching job in front of him and then snatch it away and give it to Schwartz instead. That's a Browns move. That was dumb. We are going to be very sorry if we lose Schwartz. I mean, one more year on his contract, so there's not much to do. The only option he has is to retire. Or just ride out this last year and take a job somewhere next year. Those are really his only two options. But yeah, to make that relationship even worse than what it is already wasn't smart.
Yeah, that was a weird thing to do to him. Like, you physically said whoever came in as head coach had to be okay with keeping Schwartz where he was. But then you also interview him for head coach. Like, you're going to upgrade. Like, it was very strange.
It's a backhanded compliment.
Carrot in front. Yeah, exactly. You're just dangling that carrot, stringing him along, and then now you're upset because he wants to leave. It's crazy. Obviously, Steelers. There's been changes at Steelers for the first time in 20 years, head coaching wise. McCarthy, I know how I feel about it and how I've come to not necessarily talk myself into liking McCarthy, because I have. I've always liked McCarthy as a head coach, but yeah, that came out wrong.
You talk yourself into liking him. I'm like, that's so funny.
I've always liked McCarthy as a head coach, but the change was just so big that it was just hard to take in for a few days. What are you guys expecting the Steelers? Because you've known what they've done. You're in the division. You hear about them all the time. What are you guys expecting to see from a new coach for the first time in 20 years?
Another downgrade in the AFC North for me personally. Like, this is how I'm feeling as a Bengals fan at the moment. At the end of the season, I'm fire Zach Taylor. We got the worst coach in the North. And then bow, bow, bow. Here goes three amazing head coaches like Stefanski, coach of the year. And then we got two Super Bowl coaches, probably Hall of Fame coaches. And then Zach Taylor's by his lonesome with all these new head coaches. Best case scenario for us. But as far as I don't know, like I'm also a Packer fan, so I am really keen on. Not I wouldn't say keen is not the right word, but I'm used to Mike McCarthy, and I would say he had a good part of ruining parts of my childhood. Aaron Rodgers' career. There's a lot of losses that I blame on him, like the Seahawks loss in the NFC Championship, and I think that was 2015. There's I would just say Rodgers should have a lot more Super Bowl appearances than he does have, and I feel like McCarthy did play a decent part in that, and they just kept him around because he is a good coach, but he's not the coach that you want to have, and it's definitely a downgrade from Tomlin again. But the Steelers are the Steelers. I think that they're still going to get their 8-9 wins and call it a season like every year. I just think that they need to. I hate saying teams need to rebuild, but the Steelers are the perfect team for that. They need to rebuild. Like, I'm sorry, I know you got T.J. Watt. You don't want to waste his years, but that's the only real prime guy. We already did. That's what I'm saying. That's the only prime guy you have. You have to start somewhere. You can't just ride this 9-8 train. For forever. You're just or you're just gonna drive yourself nuts. So that's kind of my take on the Steelers. I think they just need to just bite the bullet and say, you know what? I know that we win all the time. We're known as that. We got a winning season this year, but I think Steelers fans are tired of that. I mean, I'm not a Steelers fan, but I feel like I would get tired of, we're winning 9 games, but we know we have no shot past the first, maybe second round by the skin of our teeth. So I think they need to just revamp that whole situation and just go all in. So that's my take with that.
Yeah, I feel you. I mean, as a Steelers fan, yes, you're tired of not being able to compete in the playoffs, which is where you need it most. But like I said, my thought the last few years, and I don't know if Cody's heard me say it. I tell my wife all the time, we need to trade T.J. Watt. We're not doing anything with him. So he needs to go to a team while we can still get something out of him. And unfortunately, this year didn't help that case because he didn't put up crazy numbers. And he wasn't even hurt this year, really. So I got no excuse for him anymore. My only thought is with the McCarthy thing is we have an offensive mind now. For the last 20 years, Tomlin, I love the guy. And I was one of the few people that I know pushing to keep this guy, change everybody else around him, keep Tomlin.
Yeah, I love Tomlin.
But we now have an offensive-minded guy as to where the last 20 years has been all defense. You put so much money into your defense, which in the end still sucked most years. But, I mean, that's my biggest thing. He can develop a quarterback and is known to do so. He's run high-efficiency offenses. And that's kind of what the Steelers need right now. Maybe that's the shift we need to help, turn it around. I don't know.
Is Will Howard the guy? Like, what's up?
Yeah, that was my question.
I sure hope so. We have no tape on the guy as a Steeler, so I can't say yes, I can't say no.
Yeah, but what are the birds saying about what about Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, is he coming back or what?
Well, there's that thing. Like they have that relationship. Are they hoping to bring Aaron back? Nobody knows. The only thing we know right now is the Steelers organization, which is smart in my eyes, gave him a deadline. You have 1 month to tell us.
Well, yeah.
If we haven't heard anything, well, look what he did to Green Bay when he was leaving. Strung him along for 3 years. And that's why they're like, whoa, now. You're not doing that to us. We've been messing around too much to let you burn us.
Well, that's how he came there. He initially signed at the last second possible. They let him go for a long time, and we didn't know if he was going to sign with the Vikings or something, or you guys. You were down to 2 people for 2 months.
And me and Cody talked about it. the whole time he was leaving Green Bay, and about how it just felt like he wanted the media attention. He wanted to be in the spotlight on the Pat McAfee show, and it just in media's eyes, it felt like more than even being on the football field. Now that did change, in at least my perspective, when he came to Pittsburgh, and even when he went to the Jets, like he didn't really care much about the media. I don't know what that was about, or if that was even his goal. But that's just what it seemed like to us, and we used to dog on him all the time for it.
I think his main thing is he just wants to win, and he can't accept because Aaron Rodgers is like arguably my favorite player ever outside of Joe Burrow, the greatest thing to walk through Cincinnati. But like I feel like he just wants to win, and his issue is he didn't know how to go about it the right way, and I feel like he just really wanted it to happen in Green Bay, and he just needs to accept the fact that it's sadly just too late. Like it's just not going to happen anymore. And I was actually really high on the Jets. Their defense was really good that previous year. Brees Hall had his breakout year that year or the year before. So I'm like, and I love Garrett Wilson. So I'm like, oh, this is match made in heaven right here. You're getting one of the goats. And it didn't work out the way that he wanted or anybody involved wanted it. And I don't think I don't know. I don't think it's a media thing. I think it's a I want to win thing. And for me, as a Steelers and Bengals background, the Bengals and Packers background, the Steelers and the Vikings were not two fun choices for an Aaron Rodgers guy. Yeah. So I want him to go to either place that he was going to win. And I don't know. I don't think it was that, but I think he'll come back and play for Pittsburgh. He just loves the game too much. He has nothing else. He doesn't have kids. He doesn't have a wife. He has the game of football and psychedelics, and that's about it.
Well, with you liking Green Bay, how did the relationship between McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers end in Green Bay before they got LaFleur? Did that end ugly?
Well, that's the thing, though. That's what's has me torn of if I think he's going to come back or not, because those last couple of years, it was way fiery, way more chippy than it ever had been, and it felt like they left off on a bad note. And then LaFleur comes in, and he's like this little mini freaking, like I was saying it last week on my podcast, dude's like reminds you of just like a grinded out cokehead on the team. Like he's like, we're gonna win, we're gonna do this crazy stuff, we're gonna make it happen, and like that's just the vibe he gives off. And yeah, but when McCarthy left, I don't think it was on perfect terms. Personally, you don't even see them talk about each other, and they were with each other for like a decade.
Yeah.
So I think those last couple of years did get chippy. I think that's what's happening right now. Behind the scenes, personally, is can we rekindle this? Is this something we want to go back to? If not, the Steelers got to look elsewhere. Are we going to go get some random guy to try to develop a Will Howard? Are we just going to throw Will Howard into the freaking boonies and say good luck? There's a lot of question marks around your quarterback there, Corey. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see Howard out there. I don't know if it's time, maybe halfway through the season if it's not going well, but we need somebody to compete with him. We need somebody back there to push him, whether that be Kirk Cousins, who just got released or is getting released, or if that's Malik Willis. Like, there are options. Yeah, they're not the greatest, but we're not in the greatest of situations right now, so I can't be choosy right now.
True. Just from like a Cincinnati guy, a lot of people around me are Ohio State fans, obviously, and I don't think Will Howard's at that point yet, but I think he could eventually get there. So I think you have that upside, and you've seen Kirk Cousins just got released. That might be a situation. I'm not sure, but if I had a quarterback be in front of me, I would hope and pray it was Aaron Rodgers or other choices that you got. For your young QB, at least. Jordan Love and him are like this. Brett Favre and Rodgers are like this. It's just what Green Bay does, man. I don't know how they do it, but they do it. And that's something that might get passed on to you guys if he gets signed another year or two or whatever that looks like.
Ooh, I hope they get Flacco as a bridge quarterback. That means he'd been to all AFC
Bring it.
North.
I
No,
love Flacco.
I need Flacco. I need him to stay in case Joe, hurts something again.
See, and that's got some questions for the Bengals again too. Like you guys have Trey Hendrickson coming up on a big contract, a lot of guards coming up on contract years. With you guys keeping Zach Taylor and knowing how atrocious your guys' defensive is, where do you guys go from here? Stacked offense, garbage defense that can't keep you ahead in games. So where do you go from here?
So the way that I'm looking at this offseason, Fox Sports came out with a graphic. The seventh most with the new, I don't know if you guys seen the salary cap just got boosted in the NFL the other day.
Yep.
I just seen it. Yeah.
Seventh most cap space in the NFL is the Cincinnati Bengals with $54.6 million. Now, you got the seventh most cap in the NFL. You got 8 picks. One of them's a top 10 pick. You got a second-round pick, a third-round pick, and a fourth-round pick. You have 8 picks, seventh most cap, a top 10 pick. And you have, arguably, and you guys will agree, in the AFC North, you see it twice a year, arguably the best offense in football when they're all out there healthy. Now, obviously, in this hypothetical, they're healthy. Like you said, one of the best offenses. If they're all healthy, there's no – oh, my goodness. Listen, I've been a fire Zach Taylor guy. Now, he might have just started something. I might go in for a second here. But I've been a fire Zach Taylor guy for the last 2-3 years. And it's not even like I just don't like him. I don't like the whole front office. Everyone needs to go. That's a whole nother issue. Getting rid of Bates back in 21, dumbest decision that the franchise made in the last 10 years. And then you lose Reader as well that same year. That's what declines your defense. And then now you're bringing in all these rookies. You're bringing in second. Dude, Barrett Carter is a 5th-round rookie, and he's starting in the NFL. Linebacker, too. That shouldn't happen. When you have a team like the Steelers or the Browns, you guys have historically great defenses. When you guys bring in 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th-round rookies, Jack Sawyer, he wasn't a starter at the beginning of the year. He's learning behind beasts. You know what I'm saying? And the thing with Trey Hendrickson is I'm done. For one, I'm done with Trey Hendrickson. But for two, he made a business decision this year. We're losing. He doesn't have to play. He's getting paid still. Why should he play? He had a little injury scare after like week 6 or 7. And I'm tired of that. I'm not worried about Trey Hendrickson. I would like to move on and, just go all in on defense. You have all this cap, all these draft picks. As far as the offensive line goes, and Zach Taylor, now you're the most experienced coach in the AFC North now. You have zero excuse to be losers to the AFC North, and you have zero excuse to not, they did this with Marvin Lewis my whole entire life. Just strung this guy along on this little string when he ain't done literally nothing. And I guarantee as a Steelers and Browns fan, you guys were, keep Marvin,
Oh, heck yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And that's probably how everyone in the AFC North feels about Zach at the moment because, he comes in and you can call it luck, whatever. I ain't going to lie. I found old posts when we went to the Super Bowl. I'm like, I love the way this guy is in the locker room, blah, blah, blah. But that's the issue. He's a player's coach. And, I just feel like those guys, you've seen Duke Tobin or the GM come on and, he was like, yeah, we make decisions together. We all make decisions together as a team. And, if you're making decisions as a team, then Zach Taylor needs to step up and say, this isn't working. We're not going to waste Joe Burrow's career. We're not going to waste Jamar Chase, run them out of town. Because I'll tell you what, you run them 2 out of town, you might see riots happening in Cincinnati. I'm not even joking. The Bengals is like all Cincinnati's got. And, people, die for this team. You see these dudes running the streets for these guys. And they need to just go all in on the defense. And as far as the offensive line goes, you got, you still got the rookie contract. You got Orlando Brown on the last year. Tate Karras took a team-friendly deal last year. You got Marius Mims on the rookie. So Fairchild and Mims still on their rookies. We don't have to worry about them at the moment. Then we have 7th most cap. Orlando Brown on his last year. Don't extend him, please. Lord, don't extend him, but keep him for next year. It's the best offensive line that we've seen with the Bengals, and the only other position that you have to fill is your right guard. And Fairchild he wants to block for Joe Burrow. He says it. He posted on social media. And they're letting him test free agency. This is what the Bengals do. You're letting this guy test free agency, a guy that likes being in the building. Throw him $4.5 million. You still got over 50 mil. You got your right guard, and you got your whole offensive line for next year. You know, you got all those guys for next year. And then the only other extensions you have to worry about is DJ Turner, get him done. I think, he's one of the only bright spots on the defense. And then Chase Brown, which I'm not tripping on Chase Brown. If you don't want to take a team-friendly deal, then I feel like personally this offense doesn't need a top 15 running back. He's in that 10 to 15 range, I feel like. And, in this offense, I think any running back could be that because all eyes are on 1, 9, and 5 every single play. People aren't too worried about who's running the ball when you got Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins out on the field at the same time. So, that's everything that I could go on and on about it, but yeah, that's basically the main points and key takeaways for me with the Bengals and this offseason. You got 8 draft picks, a top 10 pick, $57 million. Fix the defense. I feel like it's that simple, right?
Yeah,
Am I wrong?
That's what I'm saying. I have the same thoughts. I'm not a Bengals fan, so I could care less what they do. But it's like you see what's in front of you. Like, Come on. You see why you're losing games left and right, and you shouldn't be. You were just in the Super Bowl a couple years ago. Like, it's crazy to me. And I'm a Browns fan. I watch Browns every week.
It's been 4 years, man, already. The memory popped up the other day of McPherson getting the game-winning field goal against the Chiefs, and it was like I'm just watching myself in this video, just like you don't even know what's coming, buddy. Like sadness is gonna hit you worse than it ever did. My whole childhood, we were losers. So, and even through those years, I haven't felt the way I do now than like ever. Like I didn't have hope back then. Well, I didn't have hope with Andy Dalton. I have hope with Joe Burrow. You give me a guy that's, when they talk about you got the guaranteed 4 and he's up and he's in the 4. Why the hell are we not in the playoffs every year like every other quarterback in the Big 4? And it's ridiculous. It's annoying. I think you guys asked that just because you wanted to see me get pissed off about it. Why? Because you know how us Bengals fans are feeling right now.
I will stick my neck out for Cody. Cincinnati might have it bad, but I don't know if anybody knows pain like a Browns fan.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Andrew Berry's like a terrorist. There's something wrong with that dude. How you gonna fire Kevin Stefanski but not Andrew Berry? Especially after that Deshaun Watson ordeal. How does he have a job?
That's what I said. I thought both of them should have left. I mean, obviously Stefanski just has left a bad taste in my mouth, but he's the best coach we've had in years. But I thought Berry should have left before Stefanski.
Yeah, I just saw
I agree.
The tweet or whatever that said Andrew Berry was the reason that everything was fully guaranteed with Deshaun. And like, how as a coach do you not look back at that and like, man, I really messed things up. Like, I don't even know. It's a hole so big that it took you 5 years to dig yourself out of.
You're not out of it. Though.
No.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're still digging. So that absolutely. That's one of the biggest questions I have in the back of my mind going into this year is from an outsider looking at the Browns, like you have Shador, but you also have a guy you paid a bunch of money to that at the end of the year said he was ready to come back. So like, which one do you give the start to? That's the toughest decision in my eyes going in there. I don't know. Cody might be doing his makeup or something.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah,
but you know what I mean? Like, who's going to be throwing the ball? No matter who you give that ball to, somebody might be mad. And maybe a little more less mad if it's Shador than it is Watson. But I'm just.
I don't think Watson
I'm not
takes
sure.
another hike in the NFL. I really don't.
Mm-hmm. It's Shador time, baby. Come on.
Yeah.
We got a Pro Bowler.
I want to thank you for saying that, by the way.
I was literally just looking at my notes to see what was left, and Pro Bowl's one of them, damn it.
How did he make the Pro Bowl? And it's got to be just because of what you did. Like, he resonates with the young guys. So I'm thinking they just put him in there and, like,
well, it's voting, half of it. Half of it's fan voting, and then I heard literally nobody takes it serious. 90% of the people decline anymore today.
Well, so the original AFC Pro Bowl QBs were Drake May, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert. May's obviously in the Super Bowl. Josh Allen and Justin Herbert said that they were too banged up to play. Bo Nix got injured, Patrick Mahomes got injured, Daniel Jones was injured, and Trevor Lawrence turned it down. And that trickles down to not many guys. So Shador Sanders and Flacco make it. And
I just seen that, yeah.
So both of those guys make it because of, I mean, I just named the top 11 of 16 AFC quarterbacks are either injured or uninterested. So, or in the Super Bowl. So, I can't remember who the third one is. I don't think Burrow's playing in it. I'm pretty sure he's not playing in it either. So I don't know who the third one is, honestly, at this point. I know we got Shador and Flacco.
That is weird if you have Burrow and Flacco.
Yeah,
but when you're running out of QBs, I guess it doesn't matter.
You do have true that you do have Chase and Higgins, and Sutton are your three wide receivers for the AFC, or three of the four. So,
do you guys watch the Pro Bowl? Let's just talk about it now. Like, do you guys even watch the games?
I normally don't, but I'm going to this year.
No, I definitely tune in, but it's just not the same. Like, I feel like I used to just be so locked in, and I'm just not anymore, man.
Yeah, it used to be something I had on in the background. Like, I'd look at it every now and again, check the score, whatever, see how everybody's doing. But like you said, it's not the same. I feel like
the games, like, bro. Oh my God.
It used to be a fantasy team, 2 fantasy teams that would just get after it for 60 minutes, and now it's. I was gonna say glorified flag football, but it is flag football. Like,
it is. It's literally flag football.
It's so crazy. I don't even turn it on anymore. That's how
they turn it into a bunch of mini games, essentially.
Well, last year. Sorry, my bad, Cody.
Oh, you're good. Once all the athletes stopped kind of playing in the fantasy format, they stopped running, they stopped tackling, they started making changes, and it just hasn't been the same since.
It got so bad they stopped two-hand touching each other. That's how crazy it got. If you get within 5 yards of me, consider me down. That's how bad it got.
Yeah, well, like when we graduated last year, we were in Florida actually for the Pro Bowl games, and I actually didn't get to watch last year's because I was in Florida and I just watched some highlights. That was about it. That popped up on my phone. I mean, anything football I want to watch, I'm just like that, but it's definitely not near as exciting as it used to be. Like Jeff Saturday coming out with Peyton Manning, Brandon Marshall fighting to get his mom a car. Like, what happened to that? We're giving cars away for the MVP. Like, where's that going? I'll tell you right now, I'll be the top of whatever. I'll try to be the top of whatever I got to do for a free car. So I don't care how much money I make. It's a free freaking car. But I have the roster pulled up right here if you want me to go over it.
Yeah, go for it.
The AFC, the only 2 quarterbacks available is Shador Sanders and Joe Flacco. Those are the quarterbacks for the AFC. That's it. Then you got Tyler Warren and Dalton Kincaid. And then you got T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, Nico Collins, Cortland Sutton. Then you got Jonathan Taylor, James Cook, Achane. I'm not going to go over the offensive line. And then the NFC, not that we care, but you got Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott, Jared Goff, Puka Nacua, George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, Amon-Ra, Jahmyr Gibbs, CMC, Bijan. So what I'm gathering, Trey McBride, Jake Ferguson, is that the NFC is about to just give an absolute belt
Yeah.
to the AFC.
Yeah, the AFC's getting dog walked this year.
Shedeur and Joe Flacco versus Hurts, Dak, and Goff. Very interesting quarterbacks. That's got to go down as one of the worst quarterback Pro Bowl rosters ever. I mean, that's a joke right there.
Yeah, write it down because that is it. I agree.
That's a joke, man. Only 2 quarterbacks out of 16 teams. That's rough. that's how you know right there. That's how you know it's gotten sad.
The games have gotten better. Like they involve the punters more with the kick inaccuracies, and they have gotten better, but still not to the ability where like it's enough for me to turn it on.
Well, it used to be Tom Brady and Drew Brees and those guys in it. Now we got, I mean, I love Shedeur Sanders and Joe Flacco, but now we got Shedeur Sanders and Joe Flacco, and I don't like Jared Goff. We got Jared Goff. Like, I don't know, man. I don't really get that.
Yeah, that's just a filler, anyways.
Yeah.
Go to the Super Bowl because that's where it all matters, anyways.
So, speaking of the Super Bowl, another thing that's different every year, it always gets controversy. There's always controversy surrounding it. Like, this year's halftime show, Bad Bunny is doing the halftime show.
You can on me, bro.
There's been articles. There's been articles of he might be wearing a dress this year, which I really don't care. You know, whatever. One, do you guys even watch the halftime show? Do you tune in, or you know, what do you do to fill? What do you do to fill that? Like, you just sit there and stare at the TV and wait for Super Bowl to come back on? Do you care?
I watch. So the only Super Bowls I really watch are halftime shows, obviously. I watched Kendrick Lamar's just because I was interested, even though I'm more of a Dre guy. And then obviously Dr. Dre and Eminem, I was into it. I was like, what? I was so hyped. But other than them two, honestly, I don't really watch it. I kind of just sit and just scroll on Twitter and read like the funny tweets and memes that are going on around like the commercials of the game. There's always people clowning on there. That's kind of how I spend my halftime, or I, drink a little drink and have a little snack. But this year, I will definitely not be watching it. I think just from Ohio, I mean, an Ohio standpoint, my whole family, it's like TV off during that halftime. That's how serious it's getting around here. Yeah. I'm going to say that. Now, me personally, me and Corey talked about this last week. Politics, not our thing. We don't want to talk about it. We don't want to be involved. But I'm going to say right now, my family, they're turning the damn TV off and asking me, hey, let me know when it's back on. We'll turn it back on. Like, that's how serious they're taking it. And me, probably, if it was me, it would just be sitting there on. I'd be scrolling X like I normally do. Nah, they're like, we're not watching it. Get the views down. I'm like, whatever. But yeah, that's where I'm at with that whole situation. I don't understand the Bad Bunny thing. We haven't even had like a Justin Bieber or Taylor Swift. I don't even listen to them, but they're so big. Like, why are they not? You know what I mean? Over like, I don't know. I don't really know Bad Bunny really either like that. So, but his name is Bad Bunny. So.
Let me tell you, if this podcast was huge, you'd be getting a lot of hate right now.
Because I don't know that Bunny.
No,
because I don't know.
It's just there's a lot. There's a lot of. It's basically that type of that thing where it's like some don't think he's American and like shouldn't be like. It's political. Like it's a very stupid debate, to be honest with you.
I know his music's like none of it's in English. I'm pretty sure I read.
And that's what everybody's argument is.
How are we gonna be?
Yeah, I heard he's gonna sing a Mexican song. But I mean, I don't know nor care because I don't plan to watch anyways. But it just doesn't sound entertaining. Like you said, you watched it. I watched the Doctor. I hopped on and watched the Eminem Dr. Dre one.
Oh, that was sick.
Even back in the day, the Michael Jackson one, I tuned in. Like, if it sounds entertaining, I'll keep it on. But like you said, if not, I'm ignoring it and scrolling.
Yeah, scrolling on the phone, getting some more drinks, getting some snack. You know what I mean? Just talking, socializing in real life, not worrying. Never mind, actually.
All right, but
But yeah.
let's get our picks. I gotta hop off here in a second.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Super Bowl, what is it? Super Bowl 60? Dang, I think it is.
A bunch of Roman numerals, that's all I know.
Yeah.
Yes,
Super Bowl
bro.
60 to
But the jersey patch looks like 50. I was looking at that. I don't know if you've seen that. My bad. I thought that was weird.
I have not seen it.
Made the 6 look weird. I was looking at the uniforms the other day. They posted like Drake May and Sam Darnold. But yeah, we can hop into it.
So yeah, I mean it should be a good one. Unfortunately for Nate, it is going to be New England versus Seattle, which I think might be a little better than everybody's expecting. Before I give mine, go ahead and give your who you're picking and why. We'll just break it down like that. Go ahead.
You want to go first, Cody?
Go ahead. I'll go last. I want to see what your guys' bets would be on the spread and the total too.
Oh man, so I'm, we talked about this last week on my podcast with Corey, which we had Corey on. Y'all should definitely go check that out. That was a pretty good one. We all got pretty heated at some point, but I'm not a Sam Darnold guy. If you guys haven't caught that from this podcast, yet so far, and there's just no world for me that, and I know, and I'm one of those guys that gets so mad when people are like, oh, Joe Burrow versus Dak Prescott, like they don't play each other. They're playing the defenses. But I put myself in that hypothetical. I'm like, there's zero world, zero chance. Matthew Stafford's not making the Super Bowl, but guess who is? Sam Darnold is. No, there's no world for me. And now here I am living that reality. And, I feel like I'm just like having to cope with them winning but the issue that I have with that is the money. And I was talking about this last week. I literally said this last week to Corey. I'm like, with all the money on Seattle, either they're going to lose or they're going to win and the Rams are going to cover the spread. And it's happening right now. We have over $5 million bet on this game already. It's not even, and this is not including casinos. This is just sports apps on your phone. It's not even, we're still a week away. Over $5 million, and 78% of the money line is on the Seahawks. 63% of the spread is on the Seahawks. They're not both going to happen. The NFL, Vegas never loses. The NFL never loses. They're not both going to happen. So to Corey's point, it's going to be a good game. You're going to see the Patriots pull off an upset. Rest in peace, Bill Belichick. Or you're going to see, the Seahawks win and the Patriots cover the spread. So one of those things is going to happen. I feel like the Seahawks win, Patriots cover the spread. And, the Seahawks are the better all-around team. We've seen Drake May, struggle against these great defenses in these recent weeks. He's getting it done. The first 3 rounds of the playoffs, he's got very tough defenses. Chargers, the Broncos, the Texans, he's got these really tough defenses. He's scraping by. But now you're playing, you're talking a generational defense. The defense that is so good. People are making up nicknames, and they're not even Seahawks fans. So, I feel like I got to pick the Seahawks, but I'll tell you one thing right now. I will be the biggest Patriots fan in the world on Super Bowl Sunday. I'll tell you that, because just seeing Sam Darnold hoist up a trophy is going to be, insane for me. That's, almost as crazy as – but I was, rooting for Wentz and them back – or Nick Foles and the Eagles back then, just because I don't think anyone – unless you're a Patriots fan, really liked Tom Brady at the time. But I was rooting for, that underdog story. This underdog story I'm not rooting for. I'm rooting for the second-year quarterback, Drake May, getting a win. And that's another thing. He's banged up. He hasn't even been able to practice yet. His shoulder is still hurt from the stiff arm. to seal the game. That's what caused his shoulder to be in pain, and he's still, I guess dealing with that and going through that. So, I feel like I'm rambling on here, but long story short, I think the Seahawks do get the dub. The Patriots cover the spread. I think a lot of money's on the under as well. I have it put up here. Yeah, you got 60% money on the under. So I think you're going to see it go over. Patriots cover the spread and Seahawks win. I might see what that looks like. I like betting. I like fantasy, all that stuff. That's what I'll be posting about on my personal pages a lot, as well as, just news. But yeah, that's how I see the Super Bowl going, so.
So it's honestly different than what I thought was going to happen. I thought from last week you were taking New England no matter what.
I'm going to be rooting for them. But if I'm a betting man, and I am, I think it's going to be the Seahawks money line and Patriots cover the spread. It's going to be a lot closer game than people are thinking. I mean, oh my gosh, people think they don't think you. I don't know if you've seen, but what's his name put $2 million? I think it was Devin Booker. $1 million or $2 million on Seahawks in the spread. I'm like, idiot, you just lost all your money. Like, I got a Devin Booker jersey, and I'm like, dude, you just lost all your money. Like, that was just idiotic. You don't go with the public. So I'll be rooting for the Patriots. I really wanted to pick them, but I like being right more than anything. So, yeah, and I'm gonna be so mad if the Patriots win too, because I'm not gonna be wanting the Seahawks to win. And that's my official pick, bro. I'm gonna shut up. That's my official pick.
So he's taking Seattle. I'll make it short and sweet for you. I am also taking Seattle. As much as I kind of didn't want them to get there, I think I told you last week, if they get there, they're winning it no matter what, because it would have to be a major collapse of that dominant defense, of the explosive offense that's been happening all year. They would just have to completely shut down. But I got to take Seattle. And Cody, this means more to you than it does Nate. There's a 15 on that one, too. I'm very confident.
A 15? Yeah. Let me know the lore. What am I missing?
It's a confidence pick, 1 to 15 in our little pool that we have going.
Yeah, no, I used to do that. Like, every single game, you do 1 as your lowest confidence and the most points or whatever.
Yep. Yeah, we're doing that. And Seattle is circled with a 15 beside it. Cody, who you got? And then we'll do some outros.
No, actually, I have a bet in for Seattle to cover the spread as well. I don't bet high, so I'm not risking much. But after hearing you spout off the percentages, yeah, you're not wrong. Vegas never loses. So they're going to cash in on one of those, either, like you said, the Patriots upset, or at least covering the spread, because everyone's going with the spread for Seahawks. So now I am going to go back and make another bet. So that's just great logic. As soon as I heard it, I was like, oh my, this motherfucker's onto something. But, yeah, I got to go Seahawks as well. They got the defense, Legion of Boom 2.0. I just don't think Patriots have enough offensive firepower to go through this defense consistently. And I'm taking the under on that too. So Patriots lose, but cover the spread under 45.5.
Sam Darnold collapse, 4 interceptions. Drake Mays, Hoiston.
I just don't think they're going to need Darnold, really. I have Kenneth Walker for an anytime touchdown. I see Kenneth Walker going off with no Charbonnet either. It's going to be the Walker show.
He's so good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they're gonna win by defense and that running back right there.
It's gonna be a strange thing. You've heard it here, all Seattle on the Sports Beast podcast. We'll end it there. Cody, thanks for hanging out with us as long as you could. Nate, go ahead and plug your podcast real quick one more time. Make sure we get it in there.
It's the Thread the Laces podcast. We post every Friday on YouTube, all NFL and NBA, and you can follow us on other socials too. But the actual podcast is on YouTube. We just hit 100 subs, a little over 100 subs, around 40 to 50 average listeners, and we appreciate that community. If you want to see my dad get a Saints logo tatted in the back of his head, that's coming, I believe, this week or next. And then my personal page is at Nate's Takes. Nate, Nate, and then the Takes has 2 S's at the end because someone has the regular one, and it's a account that has never posted before. And I'm most active on X and TikTok and Instagram. I post on all 3 of those. So if y'all want to follow me at Nate's Takes, and then go check out the podcast After the Laces on YouTube. And yeah, we do stuff like this: football, basketball. And yeah, man, I appreciate you having me on, Corey. For real, it was fun. We're gonna have to do this
it's
more.
a hell of a time. Obviously, we're gonna have you on more. It's a blast, and I can't wait to do it during the actual season. We're gonna get going and get fired up. As always, I was on the podcast. Make sure you guys are checking out Nate. Super fun, super chill. His dad, Donnie, is super funny, super ranty, super man. Why don't I say super again?
Yeah.
But make sure you're checking him out. And you know what to do with this one. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever. Till next time, we'll see you guys on the next one.